Hello there. Okay, if you've watched any of my videos before, you know that I like to change things up, that I like to explore new things, and I like to try things that I haven't seen anybody else try. So, you saw the part one, or you may have seen part one, should I say, of the Sophie and Toffee June box, which was the Good Vibes box. Now, that was along the theme. The first one, I made these, and the second part of the theme was to do with incense sticks and things like that. So I've seen a couple of people's, I try not to watch other people's videos before I do mine because I like my ideas to be original on mine, but I did see some pictures inadvertently, and the incense stick holders, they're all very pretty, but there's, you know, there's sort of only so many different colour variations. Now I have got an idea for that and I will put the video out, but when I saw this, and this is a candle mould, and this was in the box, and I'm presuming it's for one of the small sort of taller candles. When I saw this, I thought that looks to me more suited to an incense cone, but as you know, with incense cones, once they burn down, the resin, I'm not sure how the resin would stand up to the heat, and I didn't want a smouldering mess. Then I saw, so I started sort of looking for fire retardant pieces that I could put into here, blah blah, and the idea just kind of grew, and it grew, and my mind and my cogs got a turn in. So I came across, which I hadn't seen before, backflow incense cone burners. Now with that, instead of having, these are some of my incense cones, instead of having a standard incense cone like this one, it is more, it's got a hole underneath, and the smoke comes down. I'm not quite sure how, but the smoke comes down instead of going up. So bear that in mind. All the burners for this have some way of letting the smoke cascade down, and I thought, how cool would it be if we could make a backflow burner? So in with my little cones, you get like this metal disc. Now underneath, obviously, you still have to have something, because this is going to get pretty hot. So I'm going to use a small piece of cork or something else that's fire retardant to go underneath there in order to burn the cone on here. But I'm going to need to drill a hole through the centre of this. That's where my husband comes in, because I don't think this is going to, my little hand drill is going to do for this. So I'm going to get him to drill a hole through this and the fire retardant piece I put behind it, and then I'm going to make a little funnel out of fimo clay down into here, and then this, I'm going to cast this in resin, and this Sakura mould, this is a Sophie and Toffee mould as well. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use sort of, this is an infill piece, it's a diamond mould, but I'm going to use an infill piece, and then this is going to catch all the pretty smoke at the bottom. I'm not sure if it's going to work. In fact, I have no idea if it's going to work, but that's never stopped me before. So we're going to go and have a go at constructing something pretty, functional, and yeah, that actually works. And I have no idea whether this is going to work at all. So if this turns into a terrible disaster and doesn't work at all, I'll still post this, because I don't want to pretend I'm something I'm not. I don't want to pretend and put out these videos that are all beautiful and light and I can do anything, and you know, if you just follow this and you do this, I'm quite realistic, and I don't pretend to be perfect at this. I'm just learning myself. I've been doing it for a few years, but we can always learn. And yeah, if it goes wrong, then we'll keep going until we find a way to do it right. So if you want to see how this goes or doesn't, keep watching, and yeah, please like and subscribe. I do appreciate you. Every single one of you is very important to me. If you like and subscribe, it helps my channel to grow, and it helps YouTube to tell YouTube that you like my videos, and to actually, you know, promote them. Tiny little channels like me don't get a lot of airtime, so yeah, if you could do that for me, I would absolutely 100% appreciate you. Thank you ever so much. Let's go and see how we do. Okay, thought I'd give you a little update. So far so good. I've left this loose on the top instead of sticking it down so that I can easily change these. I have tested this out a couple of times, as you can see, with the metal being tarnished. Okay, so I've put it all together. It's going really well. I've had a test run, which is why this is black, because the cones leave a black residue. Now, the theory behind the cork is that I've put several layers of cork in so that at no point because obviously the cones, they're smouldering, they get really hot, at no point does any of it touch the resin. And cork is quite a good material. So I wanted to test, I wasn't 100% whether the cork would, but it's a little bit singed, but with the metal in the way, it's doing really, really well. There's a couple of things I want to change now before I call this project done. And at the moment we've got the backflow is beautiful. It comes out of here, cascades down, stunning, comes down here, and then it stops. And I think the reason is it needs just a bit of encouragement, because there's a lip down here. It needs a bit of encouragement to get down to these pieces here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my metal foil, and I'm going to attempt, without ruining it, just to give this here a little bit of an easier flow for the smoke to come down. Other than that, I'm absolutely thrilled with how it's come out. The only thing design wise that I'm a little disappointed with is this here doesn't match the rest, but I couldn't find anything that would give me the scope that I need inside. I needed there to be a small lip so that I wasn't, so that the cone, if it fell over, would stay within the parameter of up here. But I wish I had some way, and I keep thinking of different ways, but with it being so close to the top here, I'm worried about heat of making sort of this. But I wish I could have had something with a bit more of that Sakura leaf pattern, or petal pattern should I say, on here. But I absolutely love it. I cannot believe how far we've come from this mould. It's got all black bits on it from the mica. So I can't believe that we've come from this mould to this. And it started when I thought, oh, that looks like it fits an incense cone rather than a candle. And then my mind got a ticking and the cogs got a turning, and we ended up with this. And I am really pleased with it, and hopefully if this works I will show you some footage of it actually working. I'm surprised, well, not surprised, well, yeah, I'm surprised I've been able to create something out of nothing really, because I didn't have specific moulds for this purpose. I didn't have, so I literally just opened my mould stash and started piecing things together that I thought would actually work in a tier effect. So I am really chuffed. It's one of my favourite projects that I've done, and I will definitely use it. Yeah, and I have bought some specific, because the cones I've been testing on have been normal cones, and I've sort of bored out the centre. But I have actually ordered some proper purposeful backflow cones. So I'm going to see, hopefully those will work even better. So let's get filing and see if we can make this flow a little bit better.